The only thing I ask of you is not to skip this video in any way. If you're here, consider yourself different from the majority. Consider yourself an exception. Now, act like one and don't skip any part of the content. Lesson 1. Refrain from criticizing yourself. In Stoicism, a philosophy centered on inner strength and resilience, a crucial rule is to avoid speaking negatively about yourself. This rule goes so far that even your private thoughts shouldn't indulge in self-deprecation, as advised by Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor. The reason behind this guideline is to safeguard your self-confidence and overall mental well-being. When you constantly think poorly of yourself, like saying, "I'm terrible at this," or "I'll never improve," you're essentially undermining your own self-esteem. These negative thoughts can seriously hamper your motivation and hinder personal growth. To follow this Stoic wisdom, it's vital to be aware of your inner thoughts. Instead of putting yourself down, make a conscious effort to remind yourself of your potential and capabilities. Transform your internal dialogue into positive affirmations, telling yourself, "I am capable of achieving this, and even if it takes time, I will get there eventually." By adopting this positive and growth-focused mindset, you not only strengthen your self-confidence, but also boost your resilience, aligning well with the fundamental principles of Stoicism. Lesson 2. Hold on to your private victories. Epictetus, a wise Stoic philosopher, gives us valuable advice on self-improvement. He suggests that when we're working on becoming better, we should do it quietly and with humility. Instead of loudly telling the world about our efforts, Epictetus recommends letting our actions show our progress. According to him, self-improvement is a personal journey for our own benefit, not something to brag about to get applause from others. Boasting about our achievements can make our intentions seem less genuine and might even reduce our motivation. Epictetus believes in the saying, "Actions speak louder than words." He thinks real growth is seen in how we behave, our character, and our mindset. So, rather than talking a big game, he encourages us to quietly work on ourselves in the background. In Epictetus's view, self-improvement is most effective when it's a silent and steady effort. Instead of announcing our goals, he advises us to focus on personal development and let our results naturally shine through. People, according to Epictetus, are more influenced by the real changes they see in us than by the words we say. To him, the journey to self-improvement is about being humble and modest, with our actions and results doing the talking. This genuine and impactful approach becomes a source of inspiration and influence for those around us. Lesson 3. Don't eat too much. Balance is important. Musonius, a wise Stoic philosopher, gives us important advice on moderation in life, especially in what we eat and drink. He says that if we indulge too much, it can cause problems like physical and mental burdens and burnout. Stoic philosophy teaches us that being disciplined and having self-control is crucial for success, not just in our work, but in everything we do. Musonius emphasizes that moderation isn't just a suggestion, it's something we should make a part of our lives. Think of it like a pendulum swinging between two extremes. On one side, there's overindulgence, eating or drinking too much. This might feel good at the moment, but it can cause issues for our bodies and minds. Overeating can lead to discomfort and health problems, and excessive drinking can mess with our judgment. On the other side, there's extreme restraint or not allowing ourselves to enjoy things. This can be just as bad, leading to feelings of frustration and making us more likely to overindulge later. Musonius advises finding a middle path, moderation. Instead of eating until we're uncomfortable, we should stop when we're satisfied. Instead of drinking too much, we should enjoy drinks in a way that makes our experiences better. Musonius teaches us that moderation is not just about food and drinks, It's a universal principle we should apply to everything in our lives. By practicing moderation, we learn discipline and self-control, which are essential for success and a balanced life. So, in the big picture of life, remember that moderation is like the conductor in an orchestra, making sure our actions create a harmonious and fulfilling journey. Lesson 4. Don't be a big mouth. Listen more than you speak. Zeno, an ancient philosopher and the father of stoicism, once shared a timeless piece of advice that still rings true in our busy and talkative world. He wisely said, "You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, so listen more than you speak." This simple but powerful advice encourages us to think about how we talk and connect with others. In our world today, where everyone is trying to be heard in social media, meetings, and daily conversations, Zeno's advice is more important than ever. Amidst all the noise, we often forget the value of actively and attentively listening. Listening is like an art. It's more than just the absence of noise. It means giving someone your full attention, understanding their words, emotions, and even what they don't say. When you listen well, you give a special gift, respect. It shows that you care about what the other person thinks, feels, and experiences. Living in a world full of noise, being a good listener makes you stand out. It means you understand and care, creating meaningful connections that strengthen relationships, whether in your personal or professional life. Think of being a good listener as a key to learning and growth. When you engage with what others share, you gain new perspectives, insights, and knowledge. Listening becomes a way to develop personally and make better decisions. Remember Zeno's advice. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, so listen more than you speak. In a world where everyone wants to be heard, being a good listener is like having a superpower. It involves being mindful, respectful, and wise. Embrace the strength of listening to build deep connections with others and grow both personally and professionally. Lesson 5. Don't be too focused on the future. In Stoicism, there's a valuable lesson about not obsessing over the future. Thinkers like Epictetus teach us that some things in life are beyond our control. Worrying about events we can't influence, whether they happened in the past, are happening now, or might happen later, only adds stress and unhappiness. Epictetus, a famous Stoic philosopher, highlighted that real happiness comes from letting go of our concerns about things we can't change. He famously said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." Accept what you can't control. It's important to understand that you can't control everything in your life. Some things are just not in your hands, and worrying won't make a difference. External circumstances, how others behave, and future uncertainties fall into this category. Live in the present. Instead of dwelling on the past or stressing about the future, Stoicism suggests focusing on the present. Your ability to act and make choices is limited to the current moment. By doing your best now, you can positively shape what's to come. Control your reactions. Stoics stress the importance of managing your reactions and attitudes. You may not control external events, but you always control how you respond to them. This self-mastery helps you find peace and contentment even when life throws uncertainties your way. Cut down on unnecessary stress. Constantly worrying about what might happen in the future only creates stress and anxiety. Stoicism encourages accepting life's unpredictability instead of fighting against it. By doing this, you can lighten your mental load and live with more tranquility. Stoic philosophy encourages us to let go of excessive concerns about the future and focus on what we can handle. This approach can lead to greater happiness, resilience, and a more peaceful state of mind, echoing the wisdom of Epictetus. Lesson 6. Remember to express appreciation. The way we convey gratitude, or, on the flip side, fail to appreciate, holds significant weight in our interactions with others. It's crucial to consistently communicate our recognition for the efforts of those around us, because life, in itself, is an extraordinary gift that deserves our gratitude each day. Echoing the wisdom of the venerable philosopher Epictetus, being smart means finding joy in what we have, not getting upset about what's missing. This timeless wisdom tells us to always notice and be grateful for the good things in our lives. To put it simply, being ungrateful is like not noticing or saying thanks for the good stuff that happens to us. It can show up in different ways, like not appreciating when people are kind or just taking everyday comforts for granted. Practicing gratitude means seeing and thanking the good parts of our lives and the people who make them better. When we act like we don't care or appreciate things, it can make a gap between us and the people around us. This can lead to problems, hurt feelings, and make things awkward socially. On the other hand, showing gratitude makes relationships better and makes a place where everyone feels noticed and important. So when you talk to others, always remember how important it is to be thankful. Get into the habit of saying thanks for the nice things people do, the chances you get, and the good things that come your way. By doing this, you not only make relationships better, but also make your own life richer by seeing all the good and beautiful things around you. Lesson 7. Avoid complaining for a happier life. Complaining is a habit many of us pick up without realizing it. We often use it to let out frustration or seek sympathy. But in reality, complaining rarely makes things better. Instead, it brings negativity into our lives and the lives of those around us. As the wise philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It's all within yourself, in your way of thinking." In simpler terms, our happiness mostly depends on how we see and respond to the world. Why complaining isn't helpful? Complaining usually becomes a repetitive, unproductive cycle. When we complain, it seldom leads to a solution or positive change. Instead, it can make us feel like victims, helpless and stressed. Constant complaining can also strain our relationships, draining those around us emotionally. Over time, people might become less willing to offer support or companionship because negative energy tends to spread. The power of positivity. On the other hand, choosing not to complain and focusing on the positives can bring positive changes to our lives. Here's how. Improved mental health. When you stop complaining, your mind is free from dwelling on problems. Instead, you can focus on solutions, reducing stress, and improving your overall mental well-being. Enhanced relationships. People are naturally drawn to those who are positive. By avoiding complaints, you can strengthen your social connections and build more meaningful relationships. Increased productivity. Complaining often serves as a distraction from taking action. Shifting your mindset to finding solutions makes you more productive and efficient in what you do.